Welcome student to the online lecture of the 12th Science subject Chemistry, chapter number 5. The name of the chapter is Electrochemistry. This is lecture number 4. My name is K.V. Pawar and I am from HPT Arts and RYK Science Junior College, Nasik. Now, in this lecture, we are going to see now the electrolysis of molten NaCl. We have just seen in the last lecture that the electrolysis is the breaking off or ionization of ionic compound in its molten state or in its aqueous solution by the passage of the electricity. So, electrolysis of molten NaCl. For this electrolysis of the molten NaCl, first we see the construction of the cell. Now, say in the diagram or in the figure, there is a cell in which the molten NaCl is placed. In this molten NaCl, these two electrodes or the two rods are placed which are inert and they are attached to the battery. In this molten NaCl, when there is a supply of the electric current in the solution, then the reaction takes place and the molten NaCl get dissociates into Na plus and Cl minus ions. This electrode, which is attached to the positive terminal of the battery, that is called as the anode, and the second electrode which is attached to the negative terminal of the battery, that is called as the cathode. So now when this electric current start, the chemical reaction, non-spontaneous reaction takes place. Now we are going to see which reactions are now occurring in the cells. So this molten NaCl or the fused NaCl, this contains the Na plus ions and the Cl minus ions in the solution, and these ions are free to move in the solution. Now the oxidation half reaction takes place at anode. Oxidation means the loss of electrons. The electrons are lost by the chlorine anion and a chlorine atom is formed, and this chlorine neutral atom get combined with the other chlorine neutral atom to form the chlorine gas. So the primary process is to form a neutral chlorine atom by loss of the electrons, and the secondary process is to form the chlorine gas at the anode. So in the oxidation, a chlorine gas is formed and there is a loss of electron. Now the reduction half reaction takes place at the cathode. At cathode, which is attached to the negative terminal, so it contains electrons. So sodium cation goes towards the cathode and take the electrons, and it forms a neutral sodium atom. This sodium atom, so the gain of electron is called as a reduction. So reduction of the sodium takes place at cathode. So what is the net cell reaction? The net cell reaction, which is the sum of the reactions taking place at the two electrodes. The first one is the oxidation half reaction and the second one is the reduction half reaction. So which is the oxidation half reaction? That is, the oxidation half reaction is the formation of the chlorine gas by loss of the electrons. And which is the reduction of reaction? That is, the reduction of the sodium cation takes place by gain of electrons to form neutral sodium atoms. And the overall reaction is the sum of these two half reactions. Cell reaction is the sodium cations and the chlorine ions, they form the neutral sodium atoms, and so sodium metal is formed and the chlorine gas is evolved at the anode. So this is the overall cell reaction. So what is the result of this electrolysis of molten NaCl? That a pale green colored chlorine gas is released at anode. It is formed at anode where oxidation takes place, and a molten silvery white sodium is formed at cathode. That is, a sodium atom metal is deposited. So the decomposition of this NaCl into the metallic sodium and chlorine gas is a non-spontaneous reaction, and so it needs the electrical energy which is supplied to force to take the reaction. So this is the electrolysis of molten NaCl. Now we are going to see the electrolysis of the aqueous NaCl. So in this electrolysis of the aqueous NaCl, there is a solution of the NaCl in the moderately concentrated solution is there, means the solution of NaCl in water, and this solution, aqueous solution of NaCl is placed in the same cell of the electrolysis of molten NaCl. In place of the molten NaCl, place the aqueous solution of NaCl and carry out the same procedure. Means the two electrodes are metal electrodes are dipped and a battery is attached to the electrodes. Anode is attached to the positive end of the battery. Cathode is attached to the negative end of the battery, and electric current is start supplying through the battery in the solution. So when the electricity is get supplied to the aqueous NaCl solution, then the NaCl get electrolyzed, the Na plus and Cl minus ions are formed. So which reactions are then taking place in the cell? That the reduction half reaction at cathode. Now this reduction half reaction at cathode is that the reduction of in this electrolysis of the aqueous NaCl, now two reduction reactions are taking place and they are in competition with each other. Which two reactions are taking place? The one is the reduction of sodium ion in case of the molten NaCl. Sodium ion is there, so that sodium ion goes to the cathode, take electrons, and it forms sodium metal. And another reduction reaction is of the reduction of water, and it forms hydrogen gas, because water also contains the H plus ions and OH minus ions. So that due to that the water is get reduced, it takes the electrons and it forms hydrogen gas, and that hydrogen gas is formed also at the cathode. So there are two half reduction reaction at cathode. In the same way, so these two cathode reactions are takes place. Out of these two reactions, then which one will be first takes place or happen? So according to the standard reduction potentials, the standard reduction potential of water is higher than the reduction potential of the sodium, and so there is a formation of the hydrogen gas at the cathode than the formation of the sodium metal, because the water has much more tendency to form hydrogen gas. Hence, the reaction second is, that is the reduction of water takes place at the cathode when there is a electrolysis of the aqueous NaCl takes place. Now, then another reaction, that is the oxidation half reaction at anode. Now at anode, again there will be a competition between the oxidations of the chlorine, and which is the chlorine ions present in NaCl, and oxidation of the water to have oxygen gas O2. So there are again two oxidation half reactions which are compete with each other at the anode. The first one, that is the chlorine minus ions. They lost the electrons and form a chlorine gas, and OH minus ions are also there in water. They also lost the electron and formation of oxygen gas takes place. Out of these two oxidation half reaction, here also the oxidation potential of the water is greater than that of chlorine ions, or the water has greater tendency to undergo oxidation, and therefore there is a formation of the O2 gas at the anode, which is to be expected. But in the experiment we have seen that there is a production of chlorine gas instead of oxygen gas. Why this is so? This is because of the overvoltage which is taking place during the electrolysis, and because of this overvoltage there is a formation of chlorine gas at the anode. So overall cell reaction is the sum of the reactions at two electrodes, and that is what the oxidation half reaction is, the formation of chlorine gas at the anode, and the reduction half reaction at the cathode is the formation of the hydrogen gas at the cathode. And so the overall cell reaction in the electrolysis of aqueous NaCl is these chlorine ions with its aqueous solution forms the chlorine gas, and the hydrogen gas formation takes place. So this is the overall cell reaction. So this overall cell reaction is taking place in the electrolysis of the aqueous NaCl. So what are the results of the electrolysis of this aqueous NaCl? So in case of the molten NaCl, we have seen the different result, and in case of the aqueous NaCl we have seen the different results. So the first result is what? There is a formation of the hydrogen gas at the cathode. Hydrogen gas is formed at the cathode. Then the second is there is a formation of a chlorine gas at anode. So at anode a chlorine gas is formed instead of the oxygen, because we have just seen that because of the overvoltage, as it is expected to form oxygen gas, but it is not formed, and the formation of the oxidation of chlorine takes place and chlorine gas is formed at anode. So the third result in the electrolysis of aqueous NaCl is the formation of the Na plus ions which are remain unreacted, because here the hydrogen gas is formed, reduction of water is take place. So sodium ions remains unreacted in the solution, and also the hydroxyl ions are there which are formed at cathode, and due to this hydroxyl ions having negative charge and sodium ions in a positive charge, there is a formation of the NaCl solution. There is a formation of the NaOH solution from the NaCl solution in the electrolysis of aqueous NaCl. See, and this is very important. This formation of NaOH from NaCl is important. This is an important product, NaOH. So this electrolysis of aqueous NaCl is an important process to prepare or manufacture NaOH solution. So if we want to prepare the NaOH solution, we can do the electrolysis of aqueous NaCl. So it is a very simple preparative method of NaOH. In this way, the electrolysis of aqueous NaCl takes place. Now, see the quantitative aspects of electrolysis. Now, in this electrolysis, what we can study or what we can calculate from this electrolysis quantitatively. The first one is the mass of the reactant which is consumed or produced at the electrode during the electrolysis, that can be calculated by the balanced chemical equation. So, to calculate the quantity of the first, for this, to calculate the mass of the product or the reactant which is formed at the electrode during the electrolysis. For that, first we have to calculate first the how much quantity of the electricity is passed. So to calculate the quantity of the electricity passed, it can be calculated by a simple equation. Q is equal to I into T, where Q is the quantity of the electricity passed in coulomb, and I is the electric current, and T is the time in second. So Q is equal to IT. From this we can calculate the quantity of the electricity passed through the cell. Then secondly, we can calculate the number of the moles of the electrons passed through the solution, aqueous solution. So how many moles are formed by passing of these electrons? To calculate that is, so we have to calculate the number of moles of the electrons actually passed from the equation that Q upon 96500 coulomb of the electricity, because for 1 mole of the electron to be passed, 96500 coulomb electricity is required, and so this 96500 coulomb is equal to 1 Faraday. So how much quantity of the electricity passed, that is Q, and if it is divided by the 1 mole of the electron, then we get the number of the moles of the electrons actually pass through the solution. So to calculate the mass of the product formed, first we have to calculate the amount of the electricity passed, Q, and we have to calculate the number of the moles of the electrons passed through the electrolyte, and then from this we can calculate the mass of the product which is formed later on. Thank you.